we made it back to headquarters. Truck did awesome, but when we got to the gas station, it was dripping so much fluid, and I almost freaked out, but I checked the transmission fluid, and it was still full. We got back here, and this transfer case was soaking wet. Wasn't really sure what was going on, but we just pulled the fill plug out of the transfer case, and it just shot transmission fluid out everywhere down there. I put it back in as fast as I could. That's how much just came out. And from best that I can tell, the transmission is leaking into the transfer case, overfilling it and escaping out the vent and covering everything up. What I'm doing is I'm going to drain the transfer case and then remove both drive shafts, and then we've got like 5 bolts to remove, and this transfer case should come out. Oh, fuck. Damn. Okay, I can get it out after it gets done draining. I've got the transfer case drained. I'm going to take these 2 bolts off, and then there's 2 more right here I'm gonna take off, and then the drive shaft will come out. Alright, I put a line on my drive shaft into the tail shaft of the transmission so we can line it back up and keep the drivetrain balanced. To get to the bolts, to remove this transfer case from the transmission, we have to remove this cross member, so that's what I'm doing right now. Oops. Alright, now that we've got the cross member out of the way, we can access our bolts that bolt the transfer case to the transmission, and that's what I'm going to get out now. I wish you'd hold that damn camera so I could see. Now I can't see, even more. I'm going to have Jarrett fire you. We've got the transfer case out now, and from what we've been reading, this seal right here is what keeps the transmission fluid in the transmission and separate from the transfer case. And the theory is that it was leaking into here and filling the transfer case up and coming out of our vent right here, running down all over the place, and that's what covered up underneath of our truck when we was bringing it home that day from trading. So now we are gonna pick from one of the transfer cases in inventory, swap it out, and see if that fixes the problem. So we was inspecting it after we ended that clip, and right there the gasket is split in 2. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's a crack right there. Oops, cracked it even further. But it was bad for sure, so we're gonna pick one that's not bad and put it in there. This right there is the vacuum switch. And what that means is when this motor engages the 4-wheel drive, it allows vacuum to pass through and goes to the vacuum actuator that's underneath the passenger side battery. Yeah, I think that's a good little kink test in like just having. I'm talking about long as fucking get this goodness. Yeah. All right, Bryce, move the jack. I was certain that didn't end up. Nolan's finishing up the transfer case swap job. Me and Bryce are gonna pull these Euro tail lights out and put some stock tail lights in from this parts truck we just got.
Alright, I got the grill and the headlights in. Bryce is finishing up on filling the transfer case up that we replaced yesterday.
Make sure it ain't overheating. Doesn't feel like it is. I'm just paranoid. I don't know this truck yet. Oh yeah, we're full now. Probably somewhere in there. It's hard sometimes when you fill it up through an automatic dipstick tube. It gets the tube all soaking wet with that stuff, and then it gets up on the stick, and it's hard to tell sometimes. But I think we're good.
Nah.
So when me and Nolan test drove this truck, the oil pressure gauge was maxed out, and we just now dug into that a little bit. I found out that the oil pressure sensor was unplugged. Went to plug it in and could not get it to plug in and could not figure out why. Well, it turns out that it's been either engine swapped or intake swapped, or somebody put the wrong sensor in it or something at one point in time, because that's the sensor that was in it. And I don't know if you can see the prongs or not, but there's 3 prongs down in there. We only had 1 prong on the wire coming to the connector. This one has only 1 prong. We just took this off of that parts truck that we got the other day. We don't know if the sensor's gonna work or not, but at least the connector will plug into it. The oil pressure gauge is working. It's It's acting very fluttery for some reason.
Look at him.
That look hard?
Hell yeah, it does.
Fuck your Ford Ranger. Look at you.
Daddy, be careful. Or you'll never get out. We're gonna walk down.
Evelyn, did you drop your chips?
Yeah.
Now I can watch these clunkers. I don't know what's up with that.
Did you scare that poor boy?
Yeah, he's scared to death. He's got to change his panties.
Alright, they're off to go get another. Let's check this one out. Alright, we got our new parts trucks in. We got that Blazer back there, and we got this truck, and we're waiting on one more. And in the meantime, I just cleaned up that little corner over there where all our totes are at. And I'm working on putting things in these totes on the blue shelf.
Nolan was here to receive 2 new pieces for inventory. We got a Blazer, we got an S10. Don't know nothing about either one of them except the S10 did run, engine messed up in it, and the Blazer has a hole in the block and was bought at the Louisville impound auction. So let's check these things out. This first one is a single cab short bed truck with a very unique bumper that somebody made for that. It's dinged up a little bit. Looks like it's got a nice set of 98 up swirls on it. Pretty good tires, pretty good tires. It looks like somebody's recently done a lot of painting underneath of here. The frame, let me get my light out. Yeah, it looks like somebody put a lot of paint on the frames. Maybe nothing too particular, but had a can of spray paint around anyways. It's pretty dinged up on the bed, but it doesn't look too bad up here. Decent bumper, got some dings in it. I like this grill a lot. It looks like it's in one piece. Not near as bad. This one's in pretty good shape. Door. Got a little ding right there. Overall, not too bad. Check out the inside. This bedside's way cleaner. Got a bad spot right here. That's Chevy Thunder 2.2 liter inline 4-cylinder, baby. Watch out. 60/40 seats with a seat cover. That's not a very good sign. It's probably destroyed underneath of there. Got a heck of a drifter rod there. I don't know if that's custom or what. The odometer's reading 355,000 miles. There we go. Alright, let's see if it runs. Okay. Push the start button right here. Yeah, somebody's definitely had a can of spray paint. Did their due diligence under here with it.
Black radiator.
From the spray paint, I'm sure. 2.2 liter, older 2.2, all aluminum intake. Let's check the oil on it. Doesn't look like it's got milky oil. A little bit of a mess of wires right there. Good night. I didn't even find out what year this was. Let me just tell you what year this is before we move on to the next one. This is a 1994 Chevy S10. Complete part out, so 97, 4-wheel drive, 4.3, automatic, Blazer. All the basics. It's a pretty good body. The fenders are dented up, but I mean, it is what it is. A lot of good parts on this thing. Let's go check it out. There's that dent, or the front fender damage. The nice doors that we're going to use on the Benzer. Pretty straight quarter panel. Back hatch holds itself up. Grease hitch. Here's the original wheel that came off of it that Nolan switched one from inventory onto. Look at it gouged up right there.
Yep, I guess that's from where it was sitting on the trailer when they loaded it up on there.
That's a piece of S10 wheel. Luggage cover. Cool, cool. Believe it or not, our second parts vehicle we ever got was a 97 Blazer. Same color as this, 4-wheel drive and everything. The only difference is this one is more complete. I wish that I had pictures. I might have pictures. If I've got pictures, I'll insert them in right here. But it was essentially the same thing, and we still got a few parts from it. Let's show them real quick while we're on the topic. There's one of the doors off of it right there. So we've actually got 3 sets of maroon doors. These from that first parts vehicle, this from the newest parts vehicle, and the bins are hiding right through that walk-through door there. Alright, continuing on. This window is broken out. I assume that is because it was impounded. I don't know. So, that window is broken out. The glass is still there. So, everything is fresh from impound. All down in there. Alright, the front, not too bad. I did notice this. The driver's seat is ripped at this seam. But if your woman's good enough, she can stitch it back for you. And I'll sell you these seats cheap. So, power seats. Big crack in the dash right there. Other than that, pretty straight. I'll tell you one thing I'll make a comment about right now is on the 94, 97 dashes, these are metal. On the 98 up dashes, they're plastic and they're always broken. They're never broken on the 94, 97s. Also, while we're on the topic of how 94 to 97s are superior to 98 ups on interiors, you hardly ever have issues breaking the dash bezel on a 94, 97. And it's kind of like the other ones. It goes all the way across right there from the radio to the headlight switch. They just don't break. I don't know what they did different. They changed the plastics or something, but we hardly have any issues out of those. When's the last time you seen one of these bad boys? Oh, you want blue ink? Got you. You want black ink? Okay, red? Not bad, not bad. Good choice. Yeah, no purple. What did I do wrong? Oh, right here. Golly. What is it, oil pan? Mm-hmm. Is it like a crank piston rod hanging out or what?
Nope, just a solid hole.
Wow. What do you think about it, Nolan?
But to be honest with you, I don't think it looks bad.
I don't think it looks bad either. It's got an inch thick of mold in some spots.
Yeah, I was
but
gonna say, it looked like it was just dirty. Yeah.
the body's not too bad.
Taillights look good.
It's got a couple like little bubbly spots in there, but if that's the worst about it, I can live with it. Yeah, taillights look good.
Hey, can you grab that strap right here?
Got some rocker rust going on. It's rusty at the bottom of the doors there, but I don't think it's through anywhere. I think it's just the paint. There it is. Dimes on dimes on dimes. With ZR2 dimes.